So, great news. I'm in the water tomorrow. Hopefully she doesn't sink. She might, because I did the work on her. But, yeah, I can't wait. Seriously, I am sick to death of being on the hard. Even though it's 3 months, there is nothing worse than being stuck on a marina hard for 3 months. Oh, there's people going by critiquing the boats. Oh, it's a disgrace. Oh, it's a disgrace. Oh, they're not taking care of that boat. No. Oh, that costs money. Anyway, I thought, fuck it. Or screw it. Or blast it. Because, you shouldn't swear, apparently. Anyway, I've decided, instead of nicely painting the call sign of the boat, not the name of the boat, the call sign, which is the original name, I've decided to paint it using a rope. And it is grisly. But I think the boat's fine. It's structurally sound. She'll sail. I'm going to spend some time doing some work and make sailing videos of me sailing, and yeah, some pretty pictures and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, boat I think is looking good. She's a bit grotty still. She's got paint bits that need doing, of course. But started some of the insulation. Hopefully away so you can't see much of it. I'll show you the boat actually. Can I flip this camera whilst I'm cameraing? The answer to that would be no, because technology. Anyway, let's go and flip the boat. Put it off the clamp. Nice to turn you around. Again, still no storage on this boat. Down the steps. I don't know how much you'll be able to see actually. Yep, I used a rope. There's the evidence. Oh, I can't see anything. I should have used the other camera. Here we go. Oh. Oh, back in in the warm half, which is the boat. Damn it. Power leads in the way. I really need to change the companionway. That's a bit close. Change the companionway hatch. Doggo. Change the companionway hatch so it's an actual hatch, because hatch. But yeah, so the boat is ready. Oops, there we go. The boat is ready to go in the water, and honestly, I can't wait. The mast is still a bit dodgy, but hey, yeah, I'm just trying to get everything sorted and get the hell out of here. Seriously, you know, I think the painting the call sign of the boat on the back of the hull with a rope is, you know, the right thing to do. You know, Clive, the latte drinking graphic designer who charges £400 an hour, might disapprove, but you know, he can disapprove. I think it's funny. So, where to now with the boat? Well, fundamentally, I couldn't get a lot done here because supply issues and all that. So I'm going to be heading north. I've decided I'm going to head north. So I'll be heading up to Lowestoft and hopefully get some, well, some either Cusa board or Divinicel, any closed cell kind of foam that's structurally sound and glass with it, and use what the bloody hell is it called? I keep forgetting the name. Begins with P. It's like epoxy, but not. No, that's honey. I don't remember. Anyway, they don't do it here, which is understandable because you know the stuff only lasts a month, and you can't really stock it if it only lasts a month. So I'll be heading up to Lowestoft, and we'll be in a month or two, when I have more money from work, actually doing some real changes to this boat, especially with storage, because this boat has zero storage. The thing that annoys me is I can't even lash things down to the boat because this wood on the boat, this stuff, it's chewing wood. You can't screw through it or anything. So, I mean, you can, but it's just it's not sound. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, well, it's basically you're putting screws into rotten wood, or wood that's had moisture in it, and then it's dried out and it's had moisture in it. It was not properly encapsulated before they varnished it. Basically, they just varnished over it, and that varnish was never maintained. And that's the problem with varnish. You need to maintain it. Well, I don't use varnish. I just use oil because you know linseed oil works fine, and it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper and less messy. But no, somebody decided to varnish this thing. But yeah, another thing I'll be grateful for is the fact that my boat has so many scratches on the hull. I was actually chatting to the guy that originally polished this boat about a year or two ago, and that's when the photos were taken for this boat. It's the original pictures that I put up of this boat, and she was in mint condition, and she'd just been sitting here, and I don't know if it's cars or boat cradles that get dragged along or whatever, but stones and stuff were kicked up at the boat. I'm assuming ladders were knocked onto the boat. There's a big gouge on one side. I've just painted over it. literally big round circle, done, because I want to preserve the fiberglass. You know, fiberglass is good for boats, but also it can break down in salt water. And having a massive fiberglass gouge that's exposed to the sea is not good, even if it's above the waterline. You don't really want that because it will spread and, you know, decay, you know. So dealt with that, just painted over it, big white spot, done. And I'm going to start sailing. There are some other things I will be doing whilst I'm sailing to Lowestoft. One thing I need to do is sort out this rudder. The rudder is cracking. It has a huge split going straight down the middle of it. It's not horrible as long as I'm in good weather and safe weather, which, you know, I'm going to try and be in anyway, because I'm very forecast savvy. You know, I'm very careful when I'm going out into the water, even if it's local, even if it's coastal, even if it's like a river or something. You know, it has to be the right tide, the right depth. Even things like temperatures. Right now, even though it's the start of sailing season, judging by the weather in this area in Essex, or the coast of Essex, it's not sailing season. We have high pressure and low pressure, heat and cold, competing for space, and that's why we have all this wind, because, you know, the sun comes up, heats the air, cold air gets pushed out of the way, the hot air gets pushed out of the way, and you get these strong winds. So too strong for sailing, especially with this boat. Also, I need to change the ropes or lines if you want to be nautical. So I'll be changing them. Basically, the halyards, or the lines that pull the sails up, or sheets, or whatever they are. They are absolutely balked. They've been slapping against the mast and the spreaders on the mast and basically ripping them to shreds. So they need changing. I probably won't be able to sail this boat in anything over 2 knots, which is fine. You know, I won't be using the mainsail because the mainsail's in really nice condition. It's got a few blotches on it, but really fine blotches from where it's been stored. The foresail or front sail, Genoa, Spinnaker, whatever it's called, on the roller furling thingy majiggity bob, that's in mint condition, and the ropes or lines or whatever are in mint condition. So I'm probably going to use the foresail or the Spinnaker sail or whatever, the front sail, the foresail. Open a little bit of sheet and just let it pull along. With the engine, of course, so under sail and under motor. Coastally, that'll get me to Lowestoft as long as the weather's good. So basically, I've got all my food, all my water, all my fuel. Probably should get a bit more fuel. I have a porta potty, which somebody actually gave me for 20 quid, which is pretty cool. He also taught me how to set up an anchor where I don't have to go to the front of the boat, which is something I don't want to do because the roller furler, or whatever the hell that thing is on the front of this boat, is absolutely buggered. It's I can't put any anchor on that. It's absolute trash. Um, so yeah, that needs to go. I will be putting another system up. Probably have something fabricated. The shrouds, or the thing that holds the mast up on each side, they're in good nick, but unfortunately they they're being held to the hull with washers and really tiny nuts. So, I mean, it's only a 22-foot mast, but still, you want to be careful. So, maximum 2 knots under wind, or maximum 2 knots of wind, which means it may take a while, but that's fine. I'm not in a rush, and more sailing, which is fine. So, I'm going to be doing that. Yes, I'm still going to be replacing the shrouds because I don't want steel. I want to remove a lot of steel from this boat unless it's necessary, integral. A lot of it is unneeded now. There are other materials, better materials. Yes, they may cost more. Yes, they may require more work, more lashing work, more stretching work, like Dyneema. But at the end of the day, that's why I'm out here, to sail. And part of sailing is managing ropes, which a lot of people don't, and then they wonder why the RNLI is coming out to save their ass if they're not busy saving the asses of people on dinghies for some reason. I don't know. Apparently that's not politically correct. I probably should have said that. Dinghy people being attacked by orcas. No, I don't know. No, I'm just getting tired of hearing the Coast broadcast go, watch out for small boats. Inform the Coast Guard about small boats. Well, I've got a small boat. I don't want the Coast Guard fucking hassling me if I go down south past over. Can you imagine them boarding my boat? Dog just ripping in the shreds. Oh, that would be fun. I mean, I'd laugh, they wouldn't. But, well, I need to charge my phone. That bit isn't a shame. Anyway, this video's gone on far too long and I'm just rambling and ranting and all sorts of shit. I'm tired. I hardly got any sleep last night. I was listening to the chorus of ropes smacking against masts because for some reason only about 3 people in this marina, and caveat a second, only 3 people in this marina know how to properly stay their masts to stop them chafing. I can hear masts right now going. Last night it was mental. It was like thousands and thousands of cowbells were being smacked about, and of course the boat is on a sort of like rectangle frame structure holding it up, and so the boat's really sharply shaking about on that. I would rather be out in the water being rocked about by storms than sit on this damn cradle anymore. That's it, it's a cradle. What a name. It's anything but a fucking cradle. Upside down guillotine. Yeah, so I'm gonna get some proper sleep tonight because I must have only got about half an hour. Anyway, this video has gone on far too long. I'll try and record some stuff of going into the water, but I don't really want to record all the marina kind of stuff. That's somebody else's business. Yes, we got off onto a bad start, but that was because I made an assumption, pretty much. I assumed when the broker said, "Oh, we'll handle it, we'll handle it, we'll handle it," I would just let them handle it, and that was the wrong thing to do. I should have phoned up the marina and spoke to the marina staff, the harbour masters, their management. But hey, that didn't happen. People fucked up, and I made an assumption. But I've got a boat. I'll tell you another funny thing. I'll cut it off for 20 minutes. Another funny thing. They originally tried selling this boat for $2,000. I paid 700 for it because I was desperate. Alright. This boat wasn't worth 300 quid. possibly less than that. It was a major project boat, you know, good for pissing about with. And back originally, when they probably were doing the advert, it probably would have been okay for like day sailing maybe, but no, this is a serious project boat. You know, this boat has had no real management. It's just been left neglected, and it shows, especially on the inside. So we will be fixing that and remodeling it and converting stuff. And well, you can see my other video if you're watching this video, new kind of thing. I don't know. I probably should say all the other crap as well. I have a donations thing. If you want to give me money, you don't have to. Um, uh, I was doing podcasts on it, but it was for some reason they were like membership only podcasts. You had like I did some podcasts where you could listen to for free, and then some podcasts were member only. But apparently, people could watch those other podcasts if they were subscribed to that donation site. So I'm not 100% sure how good that site is. If you feel like that's a questionable site to donate, don't. Seriously, it's fine. I have a job. You know, I'm not, you know, poor. You know, I've probably spent £2 grand on this boat already. So, you know, and I will be spending another £2 grand on this boat. I just need to save up. And that takes time and patience, which I have. So, stay tuned.